Okay, let's dive into this. Have you ever actually tried to quantify your feelings? Like literally tried to measure your life using a ruler or a calculator? Well, today in this explainer, we're going to look at this absolutely fascinating story called Elsa and the Infinite Hourglass. And it's just this profound look at how we so often mistakenly use basic math to measure our emotional lives, right? And as you'll see, doing that can literally create a massive error code in our hearts.
So, are you keeping a secret balance sheet of your life? Seriously, think about that for a second. Do you kind of secretly tally up lost years or, hold on to past regrets? Basically, keeping a running score of everything you feel like you've missed out on? Listen, if you do, you are definitely not alone, because that is exactly what our protagonist Elsa was doing every single day. Let's meet her. Elsa is a young mathematician, and she absolutely loves math because numbers are just neat. They're clean. They follow the rules without any exceptions. 4 is always less than 5, and 5 is always greater than 4. And honestly, there's a lot of comfort in that certainty, right? But here's the problem. Elsa started viewing her entire human experience through these incredibly strict rules of addition and subtraction. And this right here is exactly where Elsa's troubles began. We've got 5 years spent away versus 4 years spent at home. You see, Elsa had been keeping this secret mental balance sheet about her family. And when someone she loved dearly asked her, "Hey, why are you still so unhappy after finally getting your wish to live with your parents?" Well, her numbers just completely spelled out. She literally cried, "Because I've only stayed with them for 4 years, but I stayed away for 5 years." And that math created this deep, super heavy, unchangeable sadness inside her.
Let's talk about the number 5 for a second. In Elsa's mind, those 5 years she spent living away from her parents as a baby, it was this massive, immovable block of time. It felt huge. It felt like this giant deficit that she couldn't ever repay or erase, no matter what she did in the present moment.
And then we have the number 4. This is the number of years she spent actually living with her parents since she came back. Now, in Elsa's strictly mathematical mind, she was basically losing a math game. It was just simple logic to her, 4 is strictly less than 5. And because she was quote-unquote behind in the numbers, she felt like she literally couldn't permit herself to be happy until she somehow ran this endless race to make those numbers equal.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how Elsa starts comparing her score to everyone else's. Elsa sees herself as having only 4 years at home out of her 9 total years of life. But then she looks at the other kids around her, and they have this perfect 9 out of 9 record. Seeing that flawless math in others, man, her heart just burned with resentment. She felt like she was inherently falling behind in the whole arithmetic of life.
So, how do we fix this math? Section 1, the timekeeper's lab, and a new way to calculate time.
In a dream that night, Elsa finds herself standing in this truly magnificent room, just completely filled with billions of glowing hourglasses. And it's there that she meets this fascinating figure, the timekeeper. Imagine this tall, gentle archivist wearing a coat intricately woven entirely out of moving clock gears. Pretty cool, right? Well, the timekeeper watches over these scales of life, and the second he sees Elsa, he immediately diagnoses her internal emotional struggle.
The timekeeper looks right at her and says, "Ah, Elsa the mathematician. I see you are trying to measure a human life using a basic ruler, but your formulas are causing a massive error code in your heart. Wow. It's just such a powerful way to frame it, isn't it? Elsa's super rigid arithmetic approach to measuring her experiences, it's just fundamentally the wrong formula for a human life." But, of course, Elsa is stubborn, kind of like any good mathematician defending their proof. She points to this huge hourglass labeled with her name, picturing the sand inside almost like a bar chart in her mind. And she protests, "The sand from my first 5 years is a bigger pile than the 4 years at home." She's arguing the math is wrong, I miss out on time. She is absolutely convinced, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that the sheer volume of sand dictates the value and the joy of her life. So the crucial point is what happens next. The timekeeper just smiles gently at Elsa and tells her, love does not obey the laws of addition and subtraction. Love is exponential. Just let that sink in for a second. The timekeeper is basically explaining that, hey, a masterpiece painting isn't valuable because of the sheer number of hours it took to paint it, right? It's valuable because of the beauty inside it. Human connection, joy, love, they do not operate on some linear, basic arithmetic scale. They multiply, they grow boundlessly. And what happens next is just this beautiful visual metaphor. The timekeeper takes a golden stylus and taps Elsa's hourglass. Instantly, those rigid, heavy numbers, that 4 and 5 she'd been agonizing over for so long,
They just completely dissolve. They turn into these floating, glowing particles of light. The old math, that massive, heavy burden of constantly calculating and recalculating the past, it's just simply erased. And right in their place, the timekeeper writes a brand new, glowing equation in the air. This is the new math for Elsa. True happiness equals the present moment multiplied by gratitude. Did you notice what is completely missing from this equation? The past. There are no subtractions of lost time. There are no additions of years spent away. This new equation just drops the past completely and focuses exponentially on exactly what you have right in front of you.
But the timekeeper leaves Elsa with this really profound warning. He says, if you spend your entire life looking backward, trying to fix some past calculation, you're going to drop the present moment and completely smash it. You literally have to drop those past calculations. You do not owe a debt of time to anyone, not even yourself. You're already home, and you can finally stop running the race. Which brings us to our final section, deleting the balance sheet and enjoying the sunshine today.
So when Elsa wakes up, that heavy, incredibly oppressive weight of the numbers is totally lifted. She looks around her room, looks at her books, and suddenly realizes she doesn't need to be trapped in this endless mathematical race anymore. She goes through this really beautiful 3-step transformation. Step 1, she deletes that mental balance sheet completely. Step 2, she stops calculating time. Like the next time she looks at her parents, she absolutely refuses to count how many years she's been with them versus how many she hasn't. And step 3, she chooses to just enjoy the present. She hugs them. She decides to actually just be a kid who enjoys the sunshine today, rather than endlessly counting the rain from 5 years ago. And honestly, this just brilliantly illustrates the core lesson for all of us. And it ends on a thought I really want you to take with you today. Are you busy counting the years you lost, or are you enjoying the days you have? It is so incredibly easy to get caught up in the rigid math of our pasts, right? Keeping score of what we think we're owed or what we feel we missed out on. But remember the timekeeper's equation. True happiness is found right now, in the present moment, multiplied by gratitude. So delete the balance sheet, because you might just find that you already have exactly what you need.